Hi, and welcome to A Post by Ange. I'm Angela, and this is our Easter edition, part two of the series. In part two, our how to will be how to set a dining room table for Easter. So, before you get to setting your table, I first want you to reflect upon a few things. What is the shape of your table? Is it circular, square, or rectangular? How many seats does your table fit? Is it 4, 6, 8, 12, or more? And then, once you've established those two things, think about how many guests you're inviting. So you may have a table that seats 12, but possibly you're inviting only 4 guests. Or maybe it's the opposite. You have a table and only 4 seats available within your home, but you've invited 16 guests. Either way, this will help you to establish how many place settings you'll be placing, as well as if it will be a formal seated dining dinner, lunch, or breakfast, or will it be more casual and buffet style. A great tip is if you do not have enough seating area available to your guests, you're going to go with the buffet table, which I'll show you some images of later on in this video. If you're planning on doing a formal seated table, I'll show you some interesting and creative ways as to how you can set your table. Another thing to consider prior to setting your table is what time of day are your guests arriving for? Are they arriving for 10 a.m. for a brunch, 1 in the afternoon for an afternoon soiree, noon for lunch, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. for dinner, or 8 p.m. for a late night gathering? Whatever the answer may be, this is going to help you to establish what your menu will be, as well as what serving utensils, cutlery, and chinaware will be required in order for you to set your table.
I have a rectangular dining table that sits 6 people, so I'll be working with 6 place settings.
All right, prior to setting your table, you'll want to first clear it off of whatever was on it, wash it down, dust it. That way you'll be working with a blank canvas. You'll have a few options that you can consider here. So I have a few that I can show you. This is a dollar store tablecloth, about $1.25. It's made of plastic. You can either find circular or rectangular shaped tablecloths at your local dollar store. These I find are a cheap and inexpensive option. However, you can see through these tablecloths and they shift around a lot and they tear pretty easily. So depending on your audience, you may or may not want to use these. Next, it comes from IKEA. This tablecloth is a bit thicker. It has more substance to it. You won't be able to see through it. And it's good to have a few of these on hand in case you get a wine stain or a gravy stain that is a little bit difficult to get out. So I haven't used this one, but I have other ones on hand that have been stained and I've had to bleach. So hence why it's still in the package. My third option for today is this beautiful hand crocheted tablecloth made by my mother. She gave it to us as for my wedding shower, actually. And you may or may not have crocheted tablecloth at home. If not, you can find them usually at craft shows, secondhand stores, or sometimes you can get lucky and find them on Etsy, etc. So again, depending on what your budget is, you may want to purchase something a little bit more fancier like this. If you have chosen no tablecloths at all, that's perfectly fine. I would recommend considering a placemat or a solid charger to put your chinaware and utensils on. So those are 4 options for you to consider. And again, use what you have on hand. Don't think you have to run out and buy a bunch of things. Work with what you have in your home. Here are some options for you to work with today. We have a saucer and a teacup, a side plate or dessert plate, a 6-inch round plate, as well as a 9-inch round plate. I'll show you first what breakfast will look like and some options for you to consider.
This is a brunch setting, so you'll see a fork, a 9-inch round plate, a water glass, a teacup, as well as a fork and small teaspoon. This is the same place setting as option 1, however the teacup is placed on the center of the dining plate with a nicely folded napkin. The lunch setting is the exact same as the brunch setting, however there is a wine glass in case you're serving a cocktail, alcoholic or non. In this lunch setting, we have placed a napkin underneath the saucer and some decorations within the teacup. Here we have an afternoon tea setting. There's a napkin over top of the dessert plate and another one folded within the teacup. Here's a dinner setting. You'll notice a dessert fork, a teaspoon at the top of the setting, wine, water, and coffee cup, as well as a party flavor and a soup spoon. This dinner setting has 2 large forks, a dessert fork, a teaspoon, as well as 2 dinner knives and a soup spoon. This means we intend for our guests to have 2 full servings of food. Third dinner option contains a roll-up of your utensils, as well as a wine and water glass, as well as a teacup. In order to make a roll-up, you'll need the utensils you intend to roll up, as well as some stickers and some paper napkins. Moving your utensils to the side, open up your paper napkin so it's its full expansion. You'll have 1 large square. Taking 1 corner of your napkin, fold it to the parallel opposite corner so that you have 1 large triangle. Now you'll start with your knife, placing it at the bottom, place your fork over top, and then your spoon over top. So you have a little neat pile now. Taking the 2 ends of the bottom of your triangle, fold inward, and then roll up to the very top of your triangle. Once you're completed with this task, take a sticker out and use the sticker to hold and secure your roll-up together. We'll repeat. Instead of using plasticware, you can use silverware instead. However, you'll need something more sturdier. So using a felt napkin, opening it up to its square shape, folding 1 corner to another so you have more of a pyramid or triangular structure. Once you have that, you'll take your knife, place your fork over top of the knife, and then your spoon over top of the fork. Use your fingers to pinch the utensils together, fold the tail ends in, and roll to the top of that triangle. You won't need a sticker to hold them in place. The cutlery will be heavy enough. So here is my dining room table set for a semi-casual lunch. You'll notice the 9-inch round plates with the paper and plastic utensil roll-up over top of them. In the middle of the table, you'll notice a centerpiece which was created in part 1 of our Easter edition. And each place setting here mirrors its neighbors, so everyone has the exact same things in the exact same placement.
I hope you enjoyed today's how-to set your dining room table for an Easter holiday. Remember, we still have part 3 and part 4 of this Easter series, so make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on those.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my page.